Hi everybody, Eric Roos here. This is for all the boat owners here in the area. So come last November, I joined the Coast Guard Auxiliary. It's volunteers, and since then, I've learned a lot about the Coast Guard. We meet at the Telegraph Coast Guard station once a month, and I've become instructor qualified and most recently vessel examiner qualified. So what that means is to the boat owners and even paddlecraft people, kayaks, canoes, everything. The Coast Guard the Coast Guard has lots of missions, right? And they're mostly focused on the big, the drug interdiction and rescuing people and stuff like that. But they let the auxiliary do vessel safety checks and teach boating safety classes. And so this message pertains to the vessel safety checks. So on June 1st, that's when I got certified. We checked, a bunch of us, we went to a marina and we were checking boats for safety. And then this last weekend, the weekend before July 4th, we went down to another marina and did more vessel safety checks. Now, they're free. They're non-punitive. If we find something that's not correct, we just tell you about it. And then that allows you to rectify the situation. And once you pass all the criteria, we'll put this little sticker on your boat. That way, if the Coast Guard comes along and they see, if they're checking boats, and if they see this on a boat, chances are they'll just let you go because they know that the auxiliary checked you. It's not a guarantee, but if they know the auxiliary checked you, why would they check you, right? And again, given a choice between a boat without a sticker and this one, they'll spend time on the other boat. But I guess the real reason, though, is to go through this is that if you're out in the water and you have a safety issue and your flares don't work, your fire extinguisher doesn't work, you don't have enough personal flotation devices for the number of people on board. That's a problem. Somebody's out there and you don't have anything to throw to them to rescue them. That's a problem. All these things, right? So that's part of this, the checklist that we use to help you make sure that your vessel is safe. Now, we don't check the operation of the vehicle, but still, we have this. So on this side of the form are the required items that you must, if they're relevant to you, and not all of them are relevant to everybody, but you have to check them. You must pass them if they're relevant to you in order to get the sticker on your vessel. But in all these other ones, we take the opportunity to talk to you about these things to make sure that you know about them and to make sure that you're more familiar with procedures and stuff. Okay, so I only have 2 stickers left, but it's possible I can get more. But more importantly, I have an unlimited number of these forms. I can just print them. I can come over to you, check your boat, and then if you pass, you get to keep this. I sign it, you get to keep it, and then hopefully I can get another sticker and come back to you and put it on there. But regardless, even without a sticker, at least you've fixed any shortfalls in your safety characteristics of your boat. Maybe you know more about things, or we refresh you on things, and you're just being more prepared to be a boater to take care of yourself, your boat, and your passengers. So please get with me if you're a boater, and if you want to it takes like 20 minutes. You know, I go through, I check your registration to make sure it's correct. Last week, somebody didn't even have their registration on them, so no way I can pass the inspection. So now he knows the registration has to stay with the boat, just like with your car, right? And we check that your boat is numbered properly, both sides. We check the number of life vests for the number of people that you normally carry, and they have to be Coast Guard approved, and they have to be in good working order, and they can't be locked up in some kind of bag or something. They have to be readily available, and that makes sense. Then you have to have a throwable device to get out there. Usually it's a square about yay big, and you can throw it to somebody. Fire extinguishers, you know, they have to, if they don't have a date on the bottom of them, they're expired, okay? And then if they do have a year of manufacture on the bottom, they're good for 10 years, okay? So that's one thing we check. Do you have enough fire, depending on the length of your boat and the characteristics of the boat, that means the number of fire extinguishers you have. We check that if your engine is inside your boat underneath, we check that the ventilation system turns on and that we can feel air coming out the side, because that means it's actually vacating the engine compartment of any vapors. If it's a gasoline, now that's if it's a gasoline, well, yeah. If it's a gasoline engine, your engine needs a flame arrestor on top. It needs to be securely fastened and like no birds' nests in it and stuff like that. Navigation lights, the red and green up front and the white one on top. This last weekend, somebody's white light didn't work. It was the kind where it's removable. You stick the pole in the socket and the light's way up top. Well, the daughter put a strawberry down that hole. And so the two of us, we spent a good amount of time getting all the gunk out of it so that it finally did work, because that was his only discrepancy, and I wanted to pass him. So I helped him clean that strawberry goo out of that socket. You have to have your pollution placard somewhere. You have to have your trash placard somewhere, if it's applicable. And depending on the size of your boat, you have to have your navigation rules on you. And depending on the type of boat, an engine cutoff switch. And then we talk about the marine radio, like if it's on. If you have the marine radio and it's on, it has to be on channel 16. But anyway, that's really the gist of it. It's a free, it's a courtesy, it's non-punitive. We don't fine you like the Coast Guard could. And it helps to make sure you're more aware of the stuff needed in your boat, that it works, it's current, it's not expired. Maybe you learn a few things. And you just have the feeling that you comfort that, hey, look, my boat, not only does it work, but it meets the safety standards. So that's about it. So feel free to contact me if you have a boat and if you want to get inspected. All right, thanks a lot. Take care.